Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee, and today we are back on Mistletoe for another build video. And today we are working on building around resident services, so let's just get right into the building. And for those of you who like to see the map and where we're building, we are building right outside of resident services and connecting this build to the entrance build that we made in the last video. But the plan for today is to create a road that goes this way that leads to a small parking lot outside of resident services, and then across the street from resident services we'll have a small little sitting area, and then we'll have a road that leads up and past resident services that will go into our next build. I will admit that like 90% of this build is on top of some of our custom codes, so of course to make that easier we're going to whip out our terraforming tools to lay down that pathing. I've also been thinking about putting a single line of dirt pathing under the road codes so you could see where the roads are on the map, because I know another content creator, KerritCake, who is on Instagram and Twitch, and I'll have her information linked down below, but she always puts a single row of pathing under all of her roads, and it's nice because you can see on the map where all the roads are and it just looks so like pleasant to the eyes. I don't know, it's really nice. Because I'm relatively new to the whole citycore island building. Booville was my first ever citycore island, and that map looks a little funny because it's basically blank. It's like completely flat and is just one layer of that green color and there's like nothing going on. But I will say for the island plans that I have for this island, there should be a little bit more terraforming, but I do think it would be nice to show on the map where all of the roads are. I just think it would get a little weird when it comes to like all the roundabouts and making those like circles almost with the pathing. But I did quickly just mention the plans for this island to have more terraforming. And if you remember back in the video for Booville that we did the mood boarding, I had a list of a bunch of builds that I wanted to include on that island, but unfortunately I did have to scrap a bunch of them because they just didn't fit on the island. I just had way too many ideas for that island, but I want to incorporate some of those ideas that I had for Booville on this island. So a few to mention would be the highway bridge, the townhouses, and a playground. All of those I wanted to have on Booville, but unfortunately did not make it to that island. But I also want to make sure I can fit in a few builds that are more festive for this island. So like one of those things will be like a small tree farm maybe, but on that one I don't know if it would totally fit the citycore kind of feel of this island, so we'll definitely have to play around with it to make it more city-like rather than like a natural-ish kind of island that I see them on mostly. And I also want a little photo op area for you to meet Santa. I've seen a few of these builds on Pinterest and they are super cute. And I remember going to the mall as a little kid and waiting in line to meet Santa. So I would love to have that on this island. And I also want to incorporate maybe a small food truck area that has like hot chocolate for you to drink and other types of colder weather foods like soup maybe. And I think another fun build for this island would be an ice skating rink. I actually built an ice skating rink in the area that we're decorating in right now, but it just felt a little empty. I feel like for an ice skating rink, there needs to be enough room around the sides of it to add more items to fill that area up, because when I made one in this area, it looked rather empty and just like it was a waste of space. So I just tore it down and built this area that we're actually building today. And I think I've said it before, but I'm a big supporter of the idea to just tear down a build if you're trying it out and you don't like it at first, because honestly I do this all the time with all of my islands. I'll build something and just tear it down if I'm not happy with it. And I feel like building something that I'm not liking and tearing it down just leads to making something that I'm more happy with, because that way you probably have a reason why you didn't like the build in the first place. So when you go to build a second or a third iteration, you just have more ideas of how to improve it. So for example, this area I felt like it was very flat and kind of empty because it was just an ice skating rink with like basically nothing around it. But instead for this build, you'll see a little bit later that I incorporate a lot more taller items, and so that fills in the space more and it feels more intentional rather than just having a blank area for an ice skating rink. But on the topic of this island, I am super excited for this island. I feel like I have so many ideas to build on this island, and I've already built a few other areas when this video comes out, so those videos will be coming out in some of the future weeks, and I am hoping to get this whole island out before Christmas. That way you'll have time to use this island as inspiration if you're building a similar type island. Plus, I have that fun little 14-day challenge island that I want to do in December, and I want that to be out before the end of the year, and hopefully before Christmas as well, because it might be Christmas related, hint hint, so hopefully that will be out before Christmas as well. Also, speaking of the end of the year, we have a little goal on the channel, and that goal is to hit 5,000 subscribers, which is a stretch, I will admit, but I think we can definitely do it. So if you're watching and liking the vibes and want more Animal Crossing content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It would mean so much to me. Also, another little channel update, we have a Discord now. The Friend Zone Discord is now live, and I've been trying to be pretty active in there. We have some ACNH related channels, but also have some other fun channels like for pets or plushies, and I also just made one for the holidays because this is my favorite time of the year and I just love the holidays, so I want to see everyone's decorations or anything just holiday related. Plus, if you are a channel member, we do have a member-only channel, so make sure to link your YouTube to your Discord so you can get access to that top secret channel. I'm also super into decorating in the game right now. We have 4 active islands, which is kind of crazy, but we have this one, which is a blue Christmas citycore island, obviously. As you can see, we're decorating on it. And then we have our Let's Play island, which is called Clover, and that is a witchy swamp core island. And then for stream, we have Frostbite, which is an Alaska themed island because I went on an Alaska vacation and it was so beautiful and just inspired me to make like a whole island out of it. And then recently for members, we just started a medieval island called Sablewood, and those videos come out every other Saturday, so there should be a new one this coming Sunday. I don't know if I said Saturday or Sunday, but it's definitely Sunday. And I've had to hold myself back from decorating on our island of Frostbite because I've been feeling so inspired for that island. And I'm excited because this Saturday we will actually be decorating the entrance finally, and I have so many ideas for that island. And it's funny, I was trying to get to 3 stars the other day on that island, and I had to basically hold myself back from decorating on that island. But yeah, we have 4 islands right now. I was a little nervous at first that this would cause some burnout, but honestly, I'm feeling pretty good right now when it comes to Animal Crossing. I think that it helps that they are all so different and that I feel so inspired for all of them right now. Plus, having one as just a stream island helps because I don't have to really worry about pre-making content for that island or like playing on it during the week. I just work on it on stream. I mean, I have to do a little bit of work behind the scenes to get like codes, and like I just mentioned, I did reach 3 stars on the island yesterday, so, but yeah, most of those I don't have to do like decorating videos or anything. I'll just work on it on stream with all of you, so I get to have all of your lovely input on that island, which I think is super fun as well. And I know I asked a while ago on my channel how many islands you work on at a time, and a lot of people said 1, which totally makes sense because most people aren't crazy and have multiple switches like me. Plus, I have a spicy switch and that lets me have multiple islands on a single console, which is nice. But every time I switch between the save files, I basically do it in slow motion because I'm so like nervous and paranoid about accidentally overwriting the wrong file, and then poof, my whole island goes away. But it is nice for content creation. Like I've mentioned before, I probably wouldn't have a spicy switch if I didn't make content. It just makes it a lot easier for me to make my islands and put out more videos for you. And if I didn't have a spicy switch, I don't know if I could have 4 islands because that would be pretty overwhelming trying to get all the items and everything. But I am such a nerd because I'm so interested in data and statistics, I guess, when it comes to the audience. And you can tell by the number of polls I put out on my channel, and I do those because I'm honestly curious about what you all do and like when it comes to this game and my channel. For example, I just put out a poll this week to see who is decorating in the winter and who is skipping winter for designing, and I was actually pretty surprised because over 50% of you said that you are doing a winter island, Right now it's actually at 61%, and that's a large percent of people. And that's just surprising to me because I hear a lot of the time that people don't like decorating in the snow and they easily get burnt out in the snow in Animal Crossing, which I 100% understand. It's definitely more limiting to design in the snowy months in Animal Crossing when compared to designing in like the spring or summer or even fall, which I've actually fallen in love with recently. I just love fall in Animal Crossing and in real life, even though we don't really experience a like real fall in Florida. But I think the snow goes away in the end of February in Animal Crossing, which I have like mixed feelings about. Like on one hand, I feel like that's not a super long time because I think that's like a total of like 2.5 months. But also for people who actually live in the snow, they might be tired of snow in real life, so maybe you want to escape that for a little bit, so you'll play in the grassy seasons. But I think it's nice for people who live in like areas that don't snow because I get to experience like the winter months a little bit more because in Florida it definitely doesn't snow, but I can hop onto Animal Crossing and play in the snow, and I think that's super fun. Although it is a little weird when designing in the snow when you haven't actually seen the snow, because all of my reference for designing is just based off of what I imagine in my head, and then also like reference pictures from like places that do snow, because I don't have any experience in the snow, so it's all just from imagination and reference photos, which honestly I use a lot when designing anyway, so it's not that big of a change. But sometimes when I design I like to use real life experience, but in the case of snow, I can't do that, so it's a little bit different. But I think having 2 islands in the snow and having this island as a Christmas island has made my brain think that it is currently Christmas time, but logically I know that we have a whole other fall holiday to celebrate here in the US, but I just love Christmas so much, and I just have the urge to start decorating my house for Christmas when we usually don't decorate for Christmas until the day after Thanksgiving, so we definitely have a little bit to go, but I feel like I'm already in the Christmas mood. And with that being said, we're actually at the end of the video, so let's take a look at the final build. And that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure to give the video a like, comment, and to subscribe to the channel. And if you watched to the end of the video, let me know down in the comments if you think it's too early to start decorating for Christmas. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends!